Justin Herbert was outstanding on Sunday, and the Chargers come from behind victory over the Broncos. And you got to say right now, Justin Herbert is your front runner for MVP. Yeah, that game Sunday was the definition for the Chargers of really what you would expect, kind of a letdown week. You play the Chiefs, and then you go Monday night against the Raiders. And then you get the Broncos like right around the middle of the day. And that's a game that, let's just be honest, a lot of Chargers teams would have lost. But Jim Harbaugh has definitely changed the culture, and this is what my guy Gatto and other Charger fans have been saying, that Herbert just needs a coach. Now, he had Harbaugh last year, but the second year in the system, this defense, which was, by the way, a top 5 unit last year, they were number 1 in scoring for a while. I don't know if they ended number 1, probably number 2, I believe. But they were flying around last year. I mean, this year it's more of the same. And Kevin Minter has those guys absolutely flying. Derwin James, he had a sack in this game coming off the edge. I think he's like top 5 in tackles for losses. I saw that stat. I mean, Derwin's flying. The cornerbacks are really playing up and making plays. Now, there were some weaknesses in the deep secondary if you could get time. No Khalil Mack in this game. Obviously, they let Joey Bosa go. So the pass rush was a little lacking at times. And you kind of saw that Sean Payton was looking down the field. Now, Bo Nix didn't hit those passes. But I do think for the Chargers, that's something that they should be cognizant of in the upcoming weeks. Maybe not even against Jackson Dart, who they play this weekend. But definitely against certain teams, they love to fly up to the ball. They love to hit. They love to be physical and definitely really reactionary. But you don't want to fall for those double moves. On the other side, Najee Harris, he got hurt early in the game, but that just gave Amari and Hampton a chance to really play. Their rookie, and he definitely had a good game, 19 rushes, 70 yards, and a touchdown. Definitely had more pop and just more speed than Najee does at this point. Now, for the Chargers, especially what they want to do with normally, I guess, what they want to do. They haven't done it this year, but normally what they want to do with Greg Roman and Harbaugh, they're definitely going to want a backup. But let's get to the star of the show. Justin Herbert was amazing because he was getting peppered all game. Joe Alt, it was one of the rare guys that Alt hasn't been able to handle from the right or the left side in Bonito, and Bonito was eating. Zach Allen was getting in there as well. I mean, the Broncos' pressure was just all over Herbert, but he still continued to stay in there and make incredible plays. Quentin Johnston, everyone knows last year he was asked. And that was a huge thing about this team, was that they would try to throw the ball to Quentin and he would just drop every single pass. Well, now, I don't know what happened, but he's just catching all of them, and he's become one of the best burners early in the season in the league. There was even a rare miss by Herbert where he was open again in this game, and even so, he ended up with 90 yards receiving for him. Ladd McConkey, I mean, Ladd's just always open. Ladd is always open, especially with Herbert. That connection has been good since last year, and it just continues to get better and better. And then the real thing was bringing back Keenan Allen. Now, for years, Keenan Allen was the number 1 receiver for the Chargers, but it's the number 3 spot, and he was great at the number 1 spot too, except for, some injuries here. Some injuries. I can't say here or there. He got injured all the time, but except for those injuries. But him as a 3 is crazy because it's the second you forget about him, and you got to watch Ladd and you got to watch Quentin because Quentin is a threat out there. Keenan just cooks you in that touchdown late in the game. Just incredible stuff. I mean, Herbert's throwing it here. The arm's coming here. You've seen it. And he just hits that pass. And it's not a lot of guys in the NFL can hit that throw. That's probably the signature throw of the NFL so far early in this season. It was an incredible pass. And for the Chargers, man, I mean, they're taking that next step as we speak, right? You look sometimes at teams who could take that next step, and a lot of people, myself included, thought that it would be the Broncos, mainly because Herb had 2 chances in the playoffs and didn't play great. And I mean, Sean Payton talked it up so much, but the Chargers, I mean, it looks like they're that team taking the next step. Now, there are other teams who are kind of surprises, like the Colts are a surprise. I guess the Jags at 2-1. But there are teams that we know were playoff contenders before this year, and you want to see if they can make that leap to Super Bowl contenders. The Chargers have every component to that. They do. The defense is there. They definitely need Khalil Mack back for sure. They need some semblance of a pass rush. But other than that, the secondary is there. They got hard hitters. They have the explosive corners and really great safeties. And, Henley at linebacker is really good as well. Like they have 3 levels once they get Mack back, where they really have a standout player. And that offense has everything. I mean, obviously we know that Slater hurt for the season in training camp, but Alt has filled in very well. They got the 3 wideouts who all can win individual battles, and they all have special skills. Like Keenan is just a red zone demon. Ladd is just open in the middle of the field as a slot guy, and Quentin, like we said, is a burner. And now with Hampton forcefully in, but in, now your running game had a little more pop against the Broncos. So it's looking good for the Chargers. Charger fans up, and Herbert right now has got to be the MVP. And plus, you play the Giants and a rookie quarterback against Kevin Minter next week. We all expect them to win that game. And if they do, they'll be 4-0, and that would be an amazing start. Considering that the Chiefs are 1-2, you have a win over the Chiefs, and they play a tough opponent in the Ravens. You've already beaten the Broncos, and you've already beaten the Raiders. So you've already beaten every team in your division, and they're all 1-2. So if you can get to 4-0, that would just be an amazing start and a real step to where right now you're looking that they have a great shot at the 1 seed, and that would just be incredible for the Chargers and what they can do in this postseason.